A lot of strong women tell themselves, I am not attracted to weak men. I am not attracted to obvious mess. I am not drawn to men who are clearly falling apart. And that may be true, but that does not always protect you, because the most seductive kind of male neediness is not the kind that presents as failure. It is the kind that presents as unfinished greatness. Not I am a mess, but I have a vision. I am building something. I have suffered, but I am trying. I just need the right woman beside me. Once this takes off, we will be secure. I want something real. I want legacy. I want purpose. That kind of language is powerful because it does not ask a woman to come into chaos. It invites her into meaning. And that is where many women get caught, especially women with depth, women with faith, women with compassion, women with softness, women with a builder mentality, women who do not just want romance but significance. Because now she's not merely seeing a needy man. She is seeing a man whose need has been wrapped in purpose, vision, suffering, future, seriousness, marriage. And that combination is dangerously persuasive because it allows a woman to feel that she is not just helping a man, she is participating in something important. She is not just supporting, she is building. She is not just carrying him, she is believing in potential. She is not just entering instability, she is joining a future. And this is where hidden exploitation often enters, not through obvious dysfunction, through aspirational dysfunction. A man whose life is still unstable, still underdeveloped, still heavily dependent, still incomplete, but whose language makes that incompleteness sound noble. So instead of asking, why is so much of this man's life unresolved? A woman starts asking, how can I be part of what he is becoming? And that shift is everything, because now she is no longer evaluating the present. She is emotionally investing in the story. And stories are dangerous when they protect women from seeing structure, because the truth is, a man can have a vision, right? And still be exploitative. A man can speak the language of purpose and still be predatory. A man can sound serious and still be looking for female labor. A man can talk legacy while quietly shopping for support. And this is what women must understand. Mission does not purify neediness. Purpose does not make dependency less dangerous. Ambition does not cancel out entitlement. And suffering does not make a man safe. So the issue is not always that a woman is attracted to broken men. The issue may be that she is vulnerable to men whose brokenness has been made to sound meaningful. That is a much more sophisticated trap, because now the woman is not only dealing with attraction, she is dealing with hope, symbolism, destiny language, moral seriousness, the fantasy of building something great together. And that can bypass ordinary caution because she feels she is choosing a man with depth, a man with direction, a man with substance. But often what she is really choosing is a man whose instability has been beautifully narrated. And this is where advice to women must become brutal. Do not be hypnotized by a man's mission if his life still requires too much female support to function. Because some men do not use a vision to inspire themselves. They use a vision to recruit women. They use mission language to make their dependency sound temporary. They use future language to make present imbalance feel noble. They use the dream to excuse the burden. And the woman, if she is not careful, begins to confuse being emotionally moved with being relationally safe. But those are not the same thing. A man can move you and still misuse you. A man can sound profound and still be parasitic. A man can speak of legacy while quietly looking for someone to subsidize his becoming. And let this be the distinction. The right man may have vision, but his vision does not require you to carry the weight of his completion. The right man may have suffered, but his suffering does not become your unpaid assignment. The right man may be building, but his building does not demand your sacrifice before your safety, because real purpose does not come to you asking to be financed, subsidized, stabilized, emotionally regulated, or endlessly believed in before it can stand. And women with builder energy need to hear this especially. You are most vulnerable not when a man is obviously broken, but when his brokenness appears to come with meaning. Because then your compassion feels righteous, your support feels profound, your investment feels like partnership. But what may actually be happening is this: you are being recruited into a future that is emotionally compelling precisely because it hides how much he still needs from you. And that is why you must stop asking only, does he have vision? And start asking, why does his vision seem to require so much from me? Why does his mission need my patience, my labor, my support, my belief, my resources, my structure, my feminine devotion? Why does this becoming seem to need my carrying? Because if a man's purpose consistently places you in a support role before it places you in safety, then his purpose is not elevating you, it is positioning you. And women need to stop romanticizing that. Not every man with a dream is dangerous, but a man whose dream depends too heavily on female sacrifice is not ready for partnership. He is looking for infrastructure. So do not be seduced with language like legacy, vision, destiny, marriage, serious intention, building together, purpose. If the practical reality underneath it is still instability, dependence, emotional hunger, financial need, unfinished adulthood, because the deepest trap is not always a man with obvious dysfunction. Sometimes it is a man whose dysfunction has learned to speak beautifully. And the advice is simple: do not date the poetry of his potential, date the reality of his present. Because a woman can lose years not to a bad man she should have seen coming, but to a compelling man whose need sounded like purpose. And once you understand that, you stop being moved by mission alone. You start watching whether the man can carry the weight of his own vision without turning your love into fuel for it. That is the test. God bless you.